In this movie, we're going to look at replacement layers, which I think is a really understated feature of Encore. If you need to make a really artistic DVD in a pinch, replacement layers can be your best friend. Now, to demonstrate this, I'm going to go to the wedding set in the library. I'm going to open up the Rustic menu and the Rose menu HD. Now, what you'll notice with both of these, it's a little bit easier to see probably on your screen with the Rustic menu, is that there's this picture of people that you don't care about, probably. And then there's this little icon. It's like a half circle with the down arrow. Well, what this icon indicates is that this is a replacement layer. Encore does not expect you to care about Dan and or Tammy. So we are allowed to replace this. And what good does that do? Well, the thing is that sometimes when we bring images over from Photoshop, we could apply layer styles to them, which are special effects like shadows and glows and that type of thing. We kind of looked at that stuff a little bit earlier with the styles here in Encore. So you notice here that this picture actually looks like it's in the frame. There's a little shadow that goes around the edge that adds to that effect. It's also cropped just right to fit in this frame. And so when we bring in our own image and just drag and drop it into this area, it will too also have the drop shadow here and also the right shape of the edge so it fits in this frame. So let's see what that looks like. I'm going to double click in the project panel, open up good old Girl and Gas from the last movie here. And all I have to do is drag and drop this. You see that I'm getting that same cursor here with the little plus sign, meaning that's totally legal to do what I'm about to do, and let go. And I'm going to click away to deselect there. And look at that. There's the shadow around the edges. It's cropped perfectly. And it looks like this photo of my daughter was meant to be there all along. It's kind of a nice effect. Now I'm going to double click and show you another one. Open up the Rose menu here. And in this case, the replacement layer icon is much smaller, but no worries, that's still a replacement layer. Now the effect that this replacement layer has is much different entirely. So if I drag and drop Girl and Gas into that area and let go and click away, you'll see that there is a translucent quality to that replacement layer. We could see the background of our petals through this photo of my daughter. See these petals going through, and this creates a very nice painterly effect. Now, these are just two, but there's a whole variety of things that you can do with replacement layers. There's menus, for example, with a sepia tone or with torn edges and all sorts of stuff. And folks, your client's not going to know that you're using templates. It's just going to look that you really took a lot of effort into customizing their project. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Now, when we talk a little bit later in the integration chapter about Photoshop and Encore, I'll show you how to set up a replacement layer from Photoshop. It's really just as easy as adding some punctuation to the name of your layer, and that's all you have to do. But again, how to do it is the subject for another day. But be aware that this is how easy it is to come in here and replace layers. And now that you're aware of what that icon is, you'll see it all over the place, especially in menus on the wedding set because they use these stock photos here that, again, of people that you don't really care about. So you can swap them out with pictures of people that you do care about. Now, another great thing is coming up next. We're going to talk about menu transitions. It may not sound that cool, but trust me, folks, you do not want to miss menu transitions.